Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Well, we knew that 2025 was going to be an interesting year. Girl. It's this is just the beginning, my friends. We are only in, was it the 19th? It's going to be an interesting year. If you are outside the US and you do not know the utter chaos on social media right now over the TikTok ban. So we all knew it was coming. We all knew that the day was going to be January 19th when TikTok would go dark. And it has happened. I think it was at about 10:30 my time last night, Eastern time, where just the panic all over my other social media. Everybody, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. It's wild. It's wild. So what I wanted to talk about today is kind of just how we're all feeling. How are we doing? What are we thinking? What are we feeling? I'm going to try very hard to not I've said this before. Sometimes I succeed and sometimes I fail, not to get passionate or judgy or, it's hard not to. in in this day and age, it's really hard sometimes. So, but I'm going to do my best to just mostly listen to the community, excuse me, and what you all are saying, and what you think, and just have try to have a more lighthearted conversation about this. Even though there are a lot of things that I'm absolutely like terrified of right now. But we're going to try not to go that route because that is no fun for anyone. And there's no reason to put that on you. So we're going to try to have fun today. We're going to try to keep it lighthearted. I don't know which way this is going to go. This is live. So who knows? I do have my shirt to remind me, peace, love, and purple rain, to just kind of take a deep breath. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Because this is so much more than just an app not working. And anybody that tries to trivialize the TikTok ban as just a bunch of kids who can no longer watch their dance videos, that is not right. It's just not. It's so much more complicated. It's so much more deep than that. Yes, there are many, many things going on around the world that are probably more consequential for a lot of people, but depending on who you are, this is extremely consequential, especially if you make the majority of your living on TikTok, especially if you grew your brand on TikTok, especially if you, get sponsorships through TikTok, and this is how you put food on your table. It's not the first job in the world that people have lost, just like that, but it is impactful. And I think that it's important to validate the feelings of people instead of trivializing how important this is to some people. So, excuse me, I do want to take it seriously, but at the same time, I don't want to be super doom and gloom because that is just not fun. It's just, and there's no point because there's a lot of things that we just don't know. I do want to show you a video, a tinfoil hat video from one of my favorite TikTok creators, about her theories about what's happening, and I think that she makes points. So we'll bring her video in a little bit. But before we get into my thoughts, your thoughts, I do want to quickly say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we're all going to have a good conversation today. And if you are not here live, that's okay too. You can always participate in the comment section down below. You are also part of the collective brain. Okay. So first, we're going to say hi to my friend Tish. Tish says, good morning. I've already moved on to Red Note. I'm just sad I didn't get a chance to finish downloading my TikToks of my dog that passed last year. I'm so sorry, Tish, that you didn't get to download those. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. That's heartbreaking. And I know that there are people that are also in that situation with you. And I'm so sorry if that happened to you, and that's happened to a lot of people, that you've lost things. I do have hope that, everything is still there. There's people in Canada, people around the world that have said everybody's accounts are still there. It's just a matter of we just can't access it right now. So I personally, Tish, I wouldn't give up hope if I were you. if I can offer some encouragement, everything is still there. It's just a matter of waiting for it to be turned back on, in my opinion. So hopefully, you will be able to get back in and you will be able to get everything that you want off the app. French fry. Happy Sunday, friends, from freezing Buffalo, New York. Go Bills. I don't watch sports. I will say go Bills with you, even though I don't know. Because I want you to be happy, French fry. I want you to be happy. Chloe, hello. Good morning. Currently prepping for the snowstorm we're expecting in Louisiana this week. Yeah, we're gonna have that here. It's supposed to start snowing today. And they've moved the inauguration inside because it's supposed to be like 20 degrees, something like that tomorrow. So yeah, we're getting weather here as well. I don't live far. I live about 45 minutes from the White House. I don't live that far, and maybe an hour ish, somewhere in there. I live in the middle between Baltimore and DC. So let's see. Teresa. Hello, Teresa, and the rest of our moderators. She says, hello, collective brain peeps. Hope you're all doing well. Currently freezing in -12 Fahrenheit, Eastern North Dakota. I always feel bad when I complain about my 20 degrees because Teresa always is that's like warm for her in North Dakota. Stay warm, my friend. Stay warm. And thank you so much to Teresa and Flory and Steph and Audra for being our fabulous moderator team, for keeping this a nice, happy, safe place to chat. Fatana, hello. This is just an example of the US stripping us of everything we like or need to show us we are powerless. The reality is we aren't powerless. We can fight back. And we'll have to see how things play out. I'm sure there are many, many, many motivations. That's definitely one perspective. That's definitely a perspective, a valid perspective. Roya, good morning to all of you. Happy Sunday from OC, California. I hope you're warmer than I am. Yeah, Tish says that she was hoping that she'd be able to get those photos before midnight, but no. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop in. Thank you all so much for being here. I also want to go ahead and quickly thank. We have a lovely super chat. Believe that's Jen. If I know the. Yes, it is Jen. See, I knew. Jen says, thank you for the super chat, Jen. I appreciate you. I like TikTok, but I'm moving on. I used to use Twitter until Elon Musk took over. I have my videos that are important to me. I'll be patient before crying too much. I'm mostly on Blue Sky. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of flopping around trying to figure out what they want to do. But I honestly don't think it's going to be gone for very long. I genuinely don't. I think it's coming back. I would be surprised if the ban lasts longer than a week, because we're going to have the influx on social media of everybody talking about the ban. And then there's going to be the party celebration when it reopens and everybody's going to be so happy. There's definitely things happening. There's chess pieces being moved. I think that we could probably all agree that there's chess pieces being moved. Whether we can agree on how those pieces are being moved, I don't know if we will ever fully know what's happening right now behind the scenes, because they are going to keep a lot of it hush hush. But there's definitely chess pieces being moved. There's people that are profiting. There are people that are looking to see how they can financially benefit, how they can socially benefit, how they can manipulate the public. There's a lot going on right now with chess pieces moving. So I would not, if you were really upset over it, I would just take a second, because I feel like, okay, so this is the thing. I've gotten myself in trouble before, rightly, for telling people, let's just take a breath. Just hold on a second and let's see what happens. That situation I handled just really poorly. So I get scared to say that again. However, I am going to say it again. I think we need to just not panic yet, because I do think that there's a lot happening behind the scenes. There's a lot happening. And you know what? I think we might need to play Jen's video early because, yeah, Tish says, yeah, I know it's still there. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, good. I'm glad you know it's still there. I'm glad you're fine. I mean, I'm just sad for you, and I don't want you to be sad. So that's where the words came from, was that I don't want you to be sad. I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's just gonna be a short pause, honestly, I genuinely do. So, we got another super chat in. Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, "Good morning. Haven't been live for a long time. It's cold here in Illinois, about 10 degrees." Oh my gosh. Wild. Okay, so I think I'm gonna bring Jen's TikTok in early. I was gonna try to wait, but it's so interesting. Her name is Jen Hamilton. She is a labor and delivery nurse. She's extremely popular over on TikTok. I did follow her on Instagram. She has a very fun sense of humor, in my opinion. I really enjoy her intonation and her delivery and her humor and her heart. And I think that she has an interesting point. Now, again, I want to stress what Jen's going to stress in that this is just a tinfoil hat thing. She does not have proof or evidence of this. This is just her thoughts. But I'm hearing this echoing all over social media as far as what people feel like when it comes to this TikTok ban. So I'm going to go ahead and play Jen's video, and I want to hear what you all think of her thoughts.
Put on your tinfoil hat with me because I have a prediction. The app will go dark tomorrow, not because of a ban, but because of an update. Why are there Instagram ads on TikTok today? Why is Facebook and Instagram asking people to link their TikTok accounts the day before the app is supposed to go away? Why was Mark Zuckerberg at Mar-a-Lago several times in recent history? Why did Show make that video kissing Trump's booty? Why is Show invited to the inauguration? Why are all these senators and congressmen buying up all the Meta stock? I believe the app is going to go dark tomorrow for two different reasons. I think one, to incite panic so that Trump can come in and la-di-da save the motherfucking day, okay? Because he likes to be showy like that. But also because, like when you install new software on your computer, you got to restart it. So here's a timeline, I think, okay? Goes dark tomorrow, okay? Trump gets inaugurated on Monday, okay? I think Tuesday or Wednesday, executive order to give an extension. I think TikTok will immediately come back up. And I think that at that moment, it will be a Meta app. I have no hard proof behind this. This is just my tinfoil hat talking. Because I'm a procrastinator, okay? I wait till the last minute to get anything done. And I feel like I would have so much more done about this TikTok ban if I was TikTok and I was working alone, okay? You're telling me that we're just going to wait and let the time run out to the very last second to like do all the things that have been happening. And that TikTok and the White House are going to communicate exclusively through statements that they give to the press. This is theater. This is drama. This is status dramaticus. So that Trump can save the day and Meta, like always, gets everything. And the politicians who knew that this was going to happen the whole time are the ones who profit. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. I just had some time to think on my dome.
So I'm curious what you all think of that. In case you didn't know, Show is the CEO of TikTok. The way that I loaded the video, I couldn't pause it or else it would start over. But yes, in case you are curious, who Show is, and it wasn't spelled right in her caption either. She didn't edit her caption, but yeah, her name is Jen Hamilton. You can follow her over on Instagram. I think she's gained hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram overnight. I think everybody from TikTok moved over and made sure they were following her over there, just like I did, because she's brilliant. Whether she's right or not, I don't know, but I do think that it's a very smart theory. And it's something to keep in mind because we never could take things at face value, but we really can't now. We really can't just look at something and say this is the reality, because what people tell us is not. There's often a lot more to that, and I know that that's not a new concept, but I feel like it's something that we all need to really be aware of before we say we know what's happening, right? I think that as a society, we're quick to jump to, I see this and I know exactly what's going on, when we absolutely do not. We can't know because we are not on the back end. We are not on the inside. So just taking a minute to stop and breathe and really observe and really consider and think about different perspectives and really accept that there are a lot of things that we just don't know, and not make snap judgments or, you know, not taking a moment to realize that there may be more to the story than what we're seeing with our eyes. We got another super chat. Hello, Raphael. So good to see you. Raphael said, I heard of this before it happened. That's why I will not be back on TikTok. She may not be wrong. Yeah. And this is the thing too, is we saw what happened when Twitter went over to being an Elon Musk company. I had to leave that platform. I couldn't anymore. The spread of misinformation, like purposeful spread of misinformation, the manipulation of people over there, where it was clearly like, you can say there's misinformation everywhere. You can say that. But when you see something, you hear words coming out of somebody's mouth, you hear the words, and then you read an article that says, nope, the words didn't happen. That's a problem because you literally saw the words or you saw the event happen. And then people are trying to tell you that it didn't happen. And it's like, but I watched it. I'm not saying I know everything about the event, but the fact that the event happened or the fact that the words happened, I watched that. So don't tell me it didn't. The whole piss on my leg and tell me it's raining thing. Like, this is our reality. And it's just kind of terrifying. Like, I'm trying not to be a doomsayer, but it's like with the advent of AI and how that is, we're not going to know what to believe. It is just such a strange time to be alive. Such a strange time to be alive. All right, let's see what some of the rest of you all are saying. Christina says, I think there's truth to what she said. Politicians always manipulate situations to make themselves look good. Oh, absolutely. And that's been since the beginning of time. Julie says, what this TikTok ban really did was remove an information app that billionaires cannot control in this country. And I think that might change if TikTok does come back and it is a meta company and Mark Zuckerberg is in the front row of the inauguration. Supposedly they're all going to be there. I mean, they got Snoop Dogg, for God's sake. Like, how? Like, it's really creepy. The Snoop Dogg thing creeps me out. Like, I know people, like the fact that Snoop Dogg performed last night at the inauguration event, that's creepy to me. Like, I know people are like, yeah, he's turned and he's, he's turned on everybody. There's something wrong there for me. There's something wrong. I feel like there's something we don't know because I can't believe that he would do that of his own free will. And maybe that's just my ignorance, my, believing the best in people, my, it goes against everything that he showed us who he is to perform at that inauguration event. I feel like there's got to be something we don't know. And maybe that's just me giving way too much benefit of the doubt. But I feel like there's something going on that we don't know. Anyway. Excuse me. Pixie says, what do you mean they got? Who's they? Is that you admitting to be a leftist? Are you new here? Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Jen. I have a non-binary child. I voted Democratic in every election since I was able to vote. I did proudly vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And I actually I was in Minnesota when and that's where I got this. And yeah, I don't know why I brought up that I was in Minnesota because I got to see Tim Walz's one of his I don't know if it was his house or a building he owned or something like that. My cab driver pointed it out to me and I was like, oh. So yeah, hi. It's nice to meet you. Oh, Sandra gave a super chat. I see Sandra. Hello. Sandra says, Happy Sunday to all. Prayers of those affected by the fires. Yes, absolutely. Please stay strong over the next 4 years. Defend your Constitution so he doesn't become a forever president. Snoop Dogg, WTF. I know. That's why I'm thinking there's got to be something we don't know. Like he's under duress. Like I want to believe he's like under duress. Like I don't want that for him, but at the same time, like something is wrong. So, yeah. Sandra, thank you for the super chat. That's so kind of you. Yeah, I mean, I think that we just have to everybody's like, I think we just have to continue on. We just have to just, take it one day at a time and meet each challenge as it comes. That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's just where I'm at. Oh, Raphael, thank you again so much for the other super chat. Sent you another video with a scarier point of view you on TikTok. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, I see Linegs put in a super chat. Oh, you all are really lighting it up with the super chats. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any. Thank you all so much. Nightmare Bliss, thank you for the super chat. I'm not sad about TikTok being God. I'm sad that it's a really bad omen for everything that is to come. Yeah. And I really wasn't on TikTok very much. I think over the past, I joined TikTok in maybe 2022, and I think I have maybe 20 videos on my account in the last 3 years. I wasn't really on that app very much, but that doesn't mean I don't have a strong sadness for people that had businesses doing super well on there. People that they just love the app, So, just because it doesn't affect me a ton doesn't mean that I'm not like really sad about it for a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, I am kind of like, I don't know if I'm sad about it being gone because I really do think it's coming back. Like, it's going to be I put in the picture in the thumbnail of like the SpongeBob tombstone for TikTok. It's definitely coming back zombified. It's coming out of the grave. It's going to reach up for our necks. It's going to be out of the grave. That's what I think is going to happen. Linnegs, hi. Linnegs says, Jen, you're a gem in our beauty space. I post beauty content on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. TikTok isn't my fave, but I'm not stupid. TikTok gets you seen. It's very true. It's that algorithm, like we've talked about. The algorithm really does allow for someone with nobody. Like you could have 0 followers over there and you could get a video with 1 million views. Like that cannot happen anywhere else. That will never happen anywhere else. I've been on YouTube 12 and a half years. I've been on YouTube. And that would never happen on YouTube. You have to claw and fight to get views on YouTube. It's very difficult to get in front of eyes because there's so much competition. And YouTube really works based on what your current viewing history is and what you've been watching. And you'll notice that on your homepage. But because you're choosing every single experience, that's why you with TikTok, you're not choosing every experience. You're just doing this. TikTok chooses for you what you're going to watch next when you're scrolling. So that is what really makes that TikTok algorithm unique, because it's so fine-tuned to how long you watch and a certain type of content. And it really does good at figuring out what you're going to continue to watch to keep you on that app. And YouTube just doesn't have that because you're making that choice for your next click, where TikTok is making that choice for you. So that's how TikTok gets you seen. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Linegs. I really do appreciate your support. I see you all the time, all over, everywhere, and I really appreciate you. All right, Jamie has a Snoop Dogg theory. All right, Jamie, let's hear it. I think there's some folks who are trying to do the let's all come together thing because dude is going to be the president no matter what. That's definitely a possibility. Absolutely. You could be absolutely right. I can't believe that he would do that, like of his own free will. Like I just can't. I can't wrap my mind around it. And I think I'm a very slow processor, right? And I've talked about this before. It takes me a while to process things. And I just feel like there's so much information coming at me right now of who's doing what the possibilities are, what could be happening. I can't think that fast. So the idea of Snoop doing that, it just doesn't make sense to me. It like does not compute. And I'm trying to think, what could the alternatives be? I mean, you could totally be right. You could absolutely be right. It could just be like well, there's nothing we can do. He's going to have all the power. So we might as well just give in and just be like, okay. I still can't get over. Is this you admitting you're a leftist? I still can't get over that. It's still making me laugh. It's still making me giggle. I don't know why. That just struck me. I just think it's so funny. All right. So Emmeline, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. LS says it's definitely coming back, but it's because everybody keeps kissing the ring. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, in 4 years, Phoenix is going to be 20. J4 is going to be 17. Like, it just blows my mind. Like how different the world's going to be in 4 years. Just, it's wild. It's wild. Chloe says, I ordered from TikTok Shop a couple weeks ago without realizing it was really getting banned. Haven't received my packages yet, but they're in God's hands now. That's true. It's true. Yeah, I mean, people comparing it to Vine. Danny says it's going to be like Vine 2 came out. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is different than Vine. I do. I think it's different than Vine. I'm not well versed in like the back end of why Vine went out, but I do think this is different. This is because it's politically motivated. It's money motivated. I'm not really sure why Vine went out, but I do think that this is a different thing, but I don't know. I don't know, man. We're just going to have to just wait and see. We're just going to have to wait and see. We take a deep breath, one day at a time, wait and see. Nice Gigi says, I'll never, ever, no circumstances can bring me together with the new administration. Yeah, I mean, unless there's blackmail involved. Like, we don't know. We don't know what's happening. Sandra, thank you again for another super chat. You are amazing. Thank you so much. She says billionaires will be controlling America. The way to manage a country is through media and communications. Look at Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they kind of all do already, right? They have been controlling. You look at the papers, the big, newspaper companies of the early 1900s. I mean, whoever controls the media, it's just the way that it is, man. Taryn says, I love you more now that I know you voted for and what you stand for. I never had a TikTok account, so not big to me. I know some people's livelihoods are tied to it, so I'm sad for them. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if M. Dandy feels like Soup just got the paycheck, it's definitely possible. I could be wrong. I think I've told you all this before. When I was, when John and I were relatively newly married, Phoenix was a little baby and was probably maybe 2. Because I think I was early pregnant with J4, and I was in a wedding. And the woman, her name's Amy. She's amazing. She named her bridesmaids, and I was the matron of brutal optimism. That's been beat out of me quite a bit over the past 7 years or so since then, or longer than that, because Phoenix would have been like 3. I don't know. Anyway, 13 years. But I do feel like I try to give the benefit of the doubt before I come down hard, because there's just stuff we just don't know. I'm not making any decisions in my mind about what's happening because there's no way for me to know. We'll just have to, like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see. No. Lucky Moon Gaming says, do you think you talked to Martha for advice before doing it? Martha Stewart? No. I do love their friendship, though. I do. But I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't know. Cynthia, thank you for the super chat. That's so kind of you. Thank you, Cynthia. Cynthia says if TikTok gets sold, the algorithm is not sold with it. I will not go back. I will not go back if that's the case. Wait, hold on. If TikTok gets sold, the algorithm is not sold with it. I will not go back if that is the case. If that is yes. Okay. So if the algorithm isn't sold with it, you're not going to go back because the algorithm really is what makes TikTok special. I agree with that. So I don't know. LS says they're going to get evil Elon involved in manipulation, control, algorithm, fascism. Possibly. Possibly. Natty Light, King Kong, did you cry that TikTok is gone? No. No, I didn't. I just went, oh, well, there it is. And I actually scrolled like when I realized because I saw on other social medias that TikTok was shut down. I opened my TikTok and I was able to watch a couple more TikToks. I was able to scroll a couple more times. And then it just stopped scrolling. Like it wouldn't load any new ones. So I did not cry. No, because my livelihood is directly hooked to YouTube. If this were YouTube, I would be crying and I would be freaking out. I would be losing my damn mind. Because this has been my job since 2016. And I don't want a different job. I love this job and I would be a mess. I would not be here this morning. I would be trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do. So yeah, that would be, but TikTok, I don't really have any skin in the game in TikTok. Tara says, hi, Jen. Good night from Indonesia. Good night. Love watching your videos from across the globe. Thank you so much. Things aren't looking very good with recent book bans, and it's absolutely wild to see similar things happening in the US. Yeah, I mean, I just feel, I think that the biggest feeling that I feel personally is just helplessness of just watching everything change and watching everything not be for the better and having no control over anything, and no control over what's going to happen and not knowing what's going to happen. I'm not a kind of person that likes cliffhangers. I like to know what's going to happen. Like I will literally, this is terrible. I don't think I've ever said this out loud. If there's a movie that's giving me too much anxiety, I will fast forward and scrub through to see like if somebody's going to die or something. I'll like scrub through to see what's going to happen because I cannot take the anxiety. I will spoil things for myself. Like what was it? It's like, I don't know, some reality TV show like Love is Blind or something. And I like literally looked up all the spoilers of who was going to get eliminated and like what couples were going to make it, like as I'm watching like the third episode, because I just can't stand that anxiety. And that's the way I feel like life is right now, is it's just, we don't know what's going to happen. And I will probably have an ulcer by the end of 2025. And I'm not exaggerating. Like I'm trying to hold my shit together. I genuinely am because I don't like this. This is extremely uncomfortable for me. And I'm not trying to like, wah, poor me because there's, so much going on in the world. I'm just sharing my feelings and expressing myself. Interesting. Sandra says Snoop Dogg always said he would do anything for the money as long as he and his family are not hurt. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's take a little bit of a break. And then we have another super chat to talk about. Hold on. Somebody said last week, I was talking about how I don't like the sound of like mouth noise. And somebody was like, Jen, I've been listening to you swallow in that microphone for years. I'm like, crap. So sorry about it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to try to remember to keep doing that because I hate that sound. All right, let's talk about what's on my face very quickly. So I like on Sundays to just kind of grab whatever I want to grab, like not worrying about what I need to show you that I got in PR, just what I wanted to grab. And I wanted to grab this today. This is the Gourmand Girls Nightshade palette. I'm pretty sure this is still available. They did send this to me in PR and I love this palette. When I'm wanting purple, like this is my friend. This is my best purple friend in the world. I love this palette. Gourmand Girls, if you want to support an indie brand that's doing amazing things, Gourmand Girls, they're doing amazing. Like, I love their stuff. I also used the lip pencil that I used in What's Up in Makeup today. This is from the New Moon collection from Twilight. This is from that Jacob lip duo, which is my absolute new fave. I talk about it in What's Up in Makeup today. If you're curious, again, sent in PR. And then I top that with this. These are so nice. If you are looking for a tinted lip balm for super cheap, I think these are $4. They might be 5. The Essence Juicy Balm Gloss Butter Balms. They're so comfortable. They've got a really nice tint. This one is a very cool tone brown, excuse me, as you can see. So, yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. This shade isn't going to be for everybody, but they have a lot of shade. Not a lot of shades. Excuse me. They have shades. So, but these are really, really nice. If you're looking for a new tinted lip balm, I highly recommend these. And then again, PR. And then on my cheeks today, I used the Fui blush from the Robert Welsh Daytime. This is in the shade Baby. And when I first put this on, I went straight to clown face and I was scared. I was terrified. It was too much. It was out of control. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And it blended out beautifully. Like before it set, it was so easy to work with. Really, really easy to work with. So excited for this. So thankful that Robert sent these over when he sent me a DM and told me he wanted to send them to me. I was just so, so thankful. Those boys, man, Robert and James Welsh are some of the nicest people. I just want to shout out to them. There was a time when James Welsh he had so much skincare, and he literally put together for me this giant box of skincare of stuff that I'd never tried before, like just out of the kindness of his heart. Like he was like, who would really appreciate this and really love this? And he sent it to me. And he paid for the shipping from the UK of this giant box of skincare, and I will forever be thankful for that. They are the nicest people. Like I just wanted to share that with you. Just something positive. Just good people to support in these kind of times. And I just want to, shout out the good people where we can. Just a lot of admiration for them, what they do on their channels. We just vibe as far as our vibes, as far as what we're trying to do is, telling people the truth about things, just talking about what's really happening behind, when we find out information about what's happening behind the scenes, just making sure people know about it. Like they're both like that. And I just love that I have people also in the space that are like-minded like that really just truly care about the truth behind things, because I feel like, especially over the past couple of years, that's really been hard to find, with influencers really living off that TikTok algorithm, to take it back to TikTok, living off that TikTok algorithm and just pushing product to get that affiliate commission and not caring whether it's actually a good product or not, that it's all about that affiliate commission. It's all about those sales, and that people don't seem to care that they're being lied to. That has bothered me so much that influencers have been outed for being outright liars. Like they lie. Like, look at this. This is a lie. They are lying to you. And people are like, Slay Queen, you look cute. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how? So it's just really hard to find people that genuinely care about truth and really saying, I care about the customer's wallet. I care about you as a person. I don't want you to waste your money. This isn't about me. This is about making sure that I do my job here to recommend products that actually work to you, or to share the truth or share what we found out. And I feel like there's just less of us now, because the money just got to so many people. And I don't think this is the end of it. I think it's only the beginning, unfortunately. So we got to hold on to those good people, and we got to support them. And we got to lift them up and really just shout from the rooftops when we find people that are truly on society's side. That's my soapbox. How long was that? I feel like I was talking for a really long time. All right. Alan. Hi, Alan. Thank you for the super chat. Alan says, hi, Jen. I'm Chinese and I write about skincare and worked at an agency that brings Western brands into China. If you want to know more, let me know. Well, thank you so much for that. That's amazing. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's great to have you as a contact for information. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I don't know. So it's like, what do I want to know? I don't know. What don't I know? I'm sure there's a lot. I don't know. All right, let me scroll down quite a bit. Oh, we have more super chats. You guys are spoiling me today. Thank you so much for the lovely super chats. I appreciate it. Angie, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, Becca has thoughts, says if you want something from someone like Trump, you have to get on his good side. I could see him trying to get federal legislation of MJ. I'm thinking Mary Jane. Just a thought. I don't know what what could MJ stand for besides Mary Jane? Federal legalization of MJ. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Federal legalization of marijuana, I have no problem with that. Oh, I see what you're saying, because he wants people to be on his side, so he would federally legalize marijuana in order to like get fans. Yeah, and then just like, by the way, we're a fascist country now, and I'm going to be president as long as I'm alive. And then I'm going to pass the presidency to my son-in-law or whoever, you know. And next thing you know, we're in a true fascist dictatorship. You know, I have to sing or I'll cry, right? Yeah, LS says, in the face of fascism, leftism equals humanism. Yeah. I mean, I try not to like, I believe in being kind to people. I believe in accepting people for who they are. I believe in freedom. I believe in people's right to free speech and not freedom from consequences, but right to just the general democracy stuff we've had. I believe in a lot of that stuff. But I think that one thing TikTok did was it allowed us to talk to each other. And that's one thing that Jen said as well on her post, is that TikTok allowed us to communicate about things to each other and really be a collective brain together and learn from each other and each other's experiences around the world. And I don't think that the government necessarily wants us to be doing that, because it empowers people. When people have information, they're empowered. That's why they're trying to get rid of the Department of Education. It's wild. It's a wild, wild time. I'm actually quite terrified, but I'm trying to hold my shit together. So, yeah. Yeah. So Cindy says Trump wasn't the one who took TikTok off. He said that he's going to turn it back on when he gets into office and try to make a deal with them. Yes. He was the one that wanted to ban TikTok originally back in 2020. He's the one that actually got the ball rolling on all of this. But yes, he did say he's going to turn it back on when he gets into office. I think I said like 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago in live chat? Maybe 3 weeks ago. We talked about how what I thought was that that somebody was going to give him money. Like, anybody that gives him money is going to get what they want. So TikTok has a lot of money. And that's just, that's the way it is. It's the world we live in. We can't do anything about it. It's just the world we live in. Yeah. So all right. We have a lot of people. Just thank you so much for all the gifts. You guys are amazing. Renee says, I despise our new administration. However, if this country doesn't attempt to heal itself or unify, we're going to implode or become more vulnerable to an adversarial country. Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't think that unifying under a fascist dictatorship is what we should be doing. That's just my opinion. I think if we can unify against a fascist dictatorship and we can unify together for for freedom and democracy, and what the United States has always stood for, I think that that's gonna be a fight. But maybe the U.S. needs to hit rock bottom before we realize what we had, which was not perfect, but I mean, I feel like There's the thing is everything is so multi-layered, and there's no way that I can talk about the nuances of what I'm trying to say altogether. And I don't want my words to get cherry picked because the US has never been, great for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think we're in for a rough road. I think we're in for a rough road, and I am a little scared. So I think we do need to unify. I agree with you, but I don't think unifying behind a fascist dictatorship is the play, in my opinion. But I don't know if we're gonna have a choice. That's the thing. That's the way fascist dictatorships work, is we don't have a choice. You have to. So hopefully it doesn't come to that, though. Hopefully. Okay. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things. Oh, Anna says, I think this Bluey quote might be appropriate in this moment. Have a little cry, pick myself up, dust myself off, and keep going. That's what we got to do. Thank you, Bluey. Shannon says, Jen, don't feel bad. I need to know if the animal dies before I watch a movie too. They do. I'm out. Yeah. Any children get hurt, I'm done. I'm toast. All right. I realize I'm about 10 minutes. I'm about um I'm about 10 minutes behind. Hi, Steph. Steph is one of our fabulous moderators. Hi, Steph. Steph, I have to tell you, your TikTok was one of the last TikToks I saw on my feed last night. I actually took a screenshot to send to you. I'll DM it to you on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter much, but I know that that's where place we can communicate. But I took a screenshot for you to show you that was one of my very last TikToks was yours. So all right, I'm going to scroll down quite a bit because we do have some people to highlight that have been talking. Okay. Thank you so much to Alexis for gifting memberships. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much for that. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. Shannon also gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Shannon. That is really so sweet of you. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Nanette says, I've decided to intentionally spend my time and money with people and organizations whose values are aligned. It's a small thing, but it feels good. I think that's really, really smart. And actually, I reached out after last week when we talked about decluttering. I reached out to a local trans support group, but they are very it feels like they are very rightfully so a little guarded with outside people wanting to do things, like people that are not trans wanting to contribute to their group. So they have not gotten back to me. I am going to reach out one more time just to make sure that it was seen and make sure that I tried. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, like I would love, suggestions of different organizations that you love to support. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to try. I think that's all we can do is support. I think supporting local is really good because you can make a bigger impact local than you can with these big, when you're throwing money into a huge, company versus making a small impact. So that's definitely on things to do, is to be more involved locally. Oh, Shannon. Shannon says your channel has always been a safe, honest place. So thank you. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate you. Shannon's been around forever. My kids know Shannon. Like, this is how Shannon's been part of the lore of this channel. My kids know Shannon. So, Christina, Jen, I've supported you for years. I support you because we love freedom and everyone's health and individuality. I'm terrified too. Well, thank you, Christina, for the super chat. And we're in this together. We're just going to take it one day at a time. We're going to take it one day at a time. Cynthia, thank you for another super chat. This is really so sweet of you. Thank you so much. What I've learned on Red Note is that the Chinese people are kind and welcoming and interesting. What I've learned on Red Note is that the Chinese people, it's the same thing. It probably just YouTube glitching. Yes. And I've heard that. I've absolutely heard that. And one thing I've noticed people talking about Red Note is that the people over on Red Note are just so excited to talk to people. That people are interested in learning about their culture and that they are able to talk to people because the Chinese government does limit a lot of what they can do over there. It's very state-run media. I'm honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with Red Note. just because of the whole state-run media of everything over there. And I don't know if the Chinese government really wants Americans talking to the Chinese people. So I don't know. But from what I've seen, it has been a very loving exchange over there. Um, so yeah. Anytime I think we can get the world connected on truth and kindness, I think we're going in the right direction. I just get nervous because the Chinese government makes me nervous, but that's a whole nother thing. The people are a whole, they're completely separate from their government. And I think that's something to remember too, is that a lot of times, sometimes the people are aligned with their government, absolutely. And there's always going to be people in a country that are aligned with their government, but there's always people that are not aligned with their government. So when a government chooses to do something, knowing that there are people that will disagree no matter what that government chooses to do. Yeah. Yeah, Nicole says, "I'm a counselor and I have teens and adults from the LGBTQI plus community seriously scared and felt helpless to help them ease the fear." Yeah. And I've been talking to some of my friends too that are, visibly, LGBTQ for whatever reason. People will look at them and say, yes, they are part of that community, which to me is wonderful and fabulous and beautiful, but it's dangerous for them. So that's a fear, and genuine. And it's just something we just have to take it a day at a time and protect the people that are just innocent in all of this. Oh, thank you, Alan. Alan says, a Chinese person. Thank you and welcome. Oh, I love that. I love that. I feel like that the Chinese government has kept us from getting to know people in China. You know, it's sad that we've had to be so disconnected. So hopefully, at least as long as there is that connection on Red Note, that there is a little bit of communication and learning and understanding about each other's cultures and openness. And it seems great. I'm honestly just mostly worried the Americans are going to go over there and be jerks, because there's a lot of jerky Americans. There's a lot of horrible people here that are just mean and xenophobic and terrible people. And I don't want them talking to you. I don't want them being mean to you. You know? You know what's so funny, dog walker, about Bluey is my older brother, who's 5 years older than me. He's the first person to tell me about Bluey. And him and his family, they love Bluey. They're like big Bluey fans. I've never watched it, and I should. I've heard that it's so much better than just a kid's show. Oh, don't be sad, Steph. I was happy to see your face. Oh my gosh. Apparently, Jody says there's a website called Does the Dog Die that will give specific spoilers if animals die in movies. That is so wonderful to have that, because we need a heads up. We need a heads up. I don't know why your super chats are repeating everything you say. That's what I was saying. It's just a glitch within YouTube. I'm not, I don't know. Excuse me. I know that's not you. Sorry. I'm still like dealing with my cold or whatever the heck I had early in this week. I was dying earlier this week. Like it was not good. Tuesday was the worst. I don't know what the heck happened to me. Scroll down because I'm way behind. Shannon gifted another 10 memberships. Thank you, Shannon. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. All right, let's hear Donnelly's tinfoil hat theory. Here we go. All right, I'm ready, Donnelly. Lay it on me. Trump might reinstate it during his inauguration. Does he have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh. He wants to be popular, but also you have to really think about, yeah. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that want control, and they're playing chess. I agree with you, John Lee. They're playing chess. They're trying to figure out how to manipulate the system for themselves. So we just have to be aware. And what is it? Hannah Alonso? It's like, remember the motive. I forget what the quote is. It's something about remember the motive. Like thinking about what people are getting out of what they're doing. Just really thinking about that. Like what are they going to get out of it? Because it's not checkers. We're not just, this is not a game of tiddlywinks. This is chess. Yeah, Mallory says, we'll cherish this community even more moving forward to the next phase of this country. Yeah. Yeah, we just got to stick together. We're going to take it one day at a time. Sometimes we're going to talk about serious things. Sometimes we're going to be lighthearted and just be like, whatever. Like, we're just going to take it one day at a time. And we're going to be here for each other. And, it is what it is. Oh, here we go. All right, Donnelly, here we go. My tinfoil hat theory. Trump might I think something was happening with the super chat. Thank you, Donnelly. Trump might reinstate it during his inauguration. He wants to be popular. Also, but you have to really think about it. What if Snoop is like a sleeper agent? That's what I'm saying. Something is not right about this. Something is not right about this. He has showed us who he was for a long time. And this is not him. This is not him. I can't. I feel like it's like blackmail or something. Like I refuse to believe this. Stephanie, thank you for the super chat, Stephanie. I appreciate y'all are really thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all are so sweet to me. Thank you so much. Bhavya, how did I do? Thank you for gifting a membership, Bhavya. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Consider the source, remember the motive. Yes. Thank you so much, Liz, for finishing that Hannah Alonso quote. I couldn't remember it exactly. And we just need to just really think about what we're doing and not jump. Jeff feels personally betrayed by Snoop is what I'm picking up on. I think so. I just like something's not right. I could be wrong. He could be in it for the money, taking the money. He could have flipped. He could be trying to unify the people. I don't know what's happening. But I was like, no way. It's not real. This is an alternate reality. Like the timeline we are in is not my favorite. The timeline is not my favorite. Can we rewind and go back to a different timeline and choose differently? Like choose your own adventure book. Do you remember the choose your own adventure books where you could like choose those? I also fast forwarded to the end. I would like follow the numbers. If you don't know a choose your own adventure book, they were freaking genius, where you would read and then at the end of the page, it would say, if you would like to open the door, go to page 37. If you would like to stay where you are, go to page 195, right? And then you would flip. And the story would change based on what your choices were. Like, I feel like I just want to go back to the beginning of the book. Can we go back and choose a new adventure? Because this adventure is not my favorite. It's not my favorite. And when will those books come back? Why don't they still exist? I would imagine they're really hard to write. But those books need to come back. Can we at least get choose your own adventure books in this timeline? In this timeline, can we get choose your own adventure books back? Please and thank you. It is feeling dystopian. It is. It's like, what is happening? They're so good. They were so good. Yeah, Mander says, I choose to lean on the sentiment that reasonable minds can differ. Yes. And strive to make us all friends again. Ooh. Division is being sown, but we can prevent it and be friendly again. Ooh. I hope. I mean, if we all can agree that everybody deserves equal rights, and we can all agree on equality. We can all agree that we should have the right to control their own bodies, that we all deserve to have, appropriately priced healthcare. We can all agree that climate change is real. If we can agree on the fundamentals of goodness, then I think that we can be good to each other. But as long as there are people who don't believe in kindness and being good to people and that, then no, we cannot agree to disagree on that. But if we can be reasonable and just recognize people's ability to exist on this planet without fear, things like that, then yeah, absolutely. I don't have hope that we're going to reach that point because, propaganda and all. But if we can do that, yeah, I'm with you. But we're not, it's going to be a minute before we can be friendly, because I will never be friendly with somebody that does not believe in equal rights and things like that. And, California's on fire, and, North Carolina's underwater, and I mean, it's just not underwater. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. That's kind of how I feel about that. I could agree with you if we could get to a point, but I don't think we're going to get there. Not in the next 4 years. Not in the next 4 years. We're not. Karen says, will you be able to look into Ciate London fiasco? I actually did a piece on the Ciate London fiasco. Was it like 2 weeks ago, about them not shipping orders? Last I heard, they still weren't shipping orders. UK seems to be fine. It's just the US site that's not shipping orders. So I have no idea what's happening. I tried to reach out to them. They didn't respond. So it's kind of dead in the water, unfortunately, until something happens. But from what I've heard, they're still not helping. So yeah, that's it. That's it for live chat this week. That went by really fast. Yeah. There's definitely trolls in this chat. There's definitely trolls. Hi. Enjoy your propaganda. It's going to be a fabulous 4 years for you. Enjoy. We'll just sit over here in our corner and just be like, hey, world's on fire. We're just going to, one day at a time. Enjoy the world you've created. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. I wish you all the best. If you're struggling right now, if you're feeling terrible, I'm so sorry. I'll give you a big hug through the screen. Just know that you are not alone, and we are going to get through this together. We're going to just take it one day at a time, and we're going to continue to be here for each other, and we're going to continue to be kind to each other, and we're going to continue to fight for democracy and for all the things that we value. And it comes down to just being kind, and that's what we value, is kindness. And we're just gonna to be here and be here for each other as much as we can. And I'll be here as long as I possibly humanly can be. So mad love to you. Have a wonderful week. This week, I will be working my tuchus off on finishing up everything I need to finish up to get ready to film my video on The Ordinary. Hopefully, I'll be able to film it and hopefully have that up for you next week, because I have literally been working on this, The Ordinary docuseries, since October. And I need to start moving faster, because what's happening is I realized that the media was not covering the Brandon's words fairly in a lot of instances, and I'm having to backtrack, and I'm so scared of presenting the story to you wrong that I'm over researching and I'm overlooking and I'm over analyzing, and I'm finding things that I had wrong, and that's making me not want to stop researching ever, because it's so important for me to represent Brandon's story and the story of The Ordinary accurately. So I just need to move a little faster and get the story up to you, because I'm ready to move on to the next thing, and I'm ready for you to see what I've been working on for so long. So that's what I'm working on this week. I am leaving, like I said, at the end of on January 31st. I'm leaving to go on a trip with my son. So there won't be any content on the channel for early February, because I will be on a trip just with my son. Just the two of us. We're taking off, and we're going to have a blast. And yeah, it's like a little hurrah, just me and him. So yeah, just want to give you a heads up about that. And just know that I'm thinking about you. And just take a deep breath. Fight for the things that are in your control. And, we're going to get through this. All right. I'd love to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot different when I see you next Sunday. In that, I'll see you next Sunday. I love. Bye.